must go. Would you like to follow me into the ladies' room?
Yale graduate Dr. Susan Block is one of the sexual mandarins at PornCon. She calls herself an ethical hedonist.
Come on, you can come into the women's room at a pornography conference. I won't sue you. Besides, there's plenty of lawyers here to defend you if I do.
Inside the Forbidden Zone are two journalists, Matt Labash from the Weekly Standard and Luke Ford, who has a website devoted to the porn business.
Dr. Block, who carries a dildo in her purse, leads us all into the ladies' bathroom. Canadian documentarians follow us. Lavon bears her butt and Dr. Block smacks her.
I really do think that there is lots of room for serious academic study of pornography. And so I don't have as harsh a view as Matt. Pornography may be the very best revelation of basic male nature. The male animal is not a very nice animal. The greatest task for every civilization is what do you do with the men? Men have to be domesticated if you're going to build civilization. Traditionally, that's been through marriage. Pornography reveals what men want.
Sex has never been easy.
Not far from Margold's apartment is Luke Ford's one-room converted garage. It is here where Ford writes his website devoted to the porn industry. On the site, which gets 50,000 hits a day, Ford often posts his readers' sexual musings. A few years ago, Ford converted to Judaism. Later, when he started writing on porn, he neglected to tell his rabbi what he was up to.
Still, writing on pornography places me in active conflict with my religion and with my highest ideals. The way I justify it to myself and then to my co-religionists.
Oh, why are you friends with Luke and nobody else is? You don't know the story how I met Luke? No. I'm going to have to tell you. You got time? Yeah. Jim called me up one day, and he says, Rob, did you see your... Jim who? Jim's Giorgio. The guy that's shooting today. He says, did you see your name is all over the website? I'm like, what are you talking about? You're all over... I said, what's the website? The internet thing. I says... So he reads it to me that... Rob Spallone, some wise guy from New York, is in the business now. He goes around beating people up with a baseball bat. So I says, what? I said, tell him to be at my office tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Luke's in the office sitting down. I says, if I was such a bad guy beating people up, wouldn't I fucking kill you right now? And he got all nervous. And I scared the shit out of him. How did you get into business? My father's in the business a long time. Yeah, I did beat up a guy with a baseball bat, only because he owed my company money and he didn't pay. And he deserved it, and he knew he deserved it. So that's why I got that little bit of a reputation.
My life forever changed. April 13th, 1998 was a Monday, 2 days after Passover. I met with the rabbi of the Orthodox shul I most often attended. Dropping a thick folder on the desk with the pages splaying out, he said, this is the Luke Ford file. It was a file thick with my internet posts and other misdeeds that members of my religious community had brought to the attention of the rabbi. On April 13th, the rabbi told me that I could either leave porn behind or the community behind.
Ford's dilemma was real. His faith was central to his life, but he had no money.
I ramble about ethics on this other website I have. It gets 1/100th the number of hits that my porn website makes, and it doesn't make any money.
Although ethics fed Ford's soul, it didn't put bread on his table. Eventually, Ford chose porn and found himself a new rabbi. Back in Las Vegas, after the glitzy awards night, it's business as usual for the adult industry. Luke Ford, as always, is threading his journalistic way through the enhanced hype. A short time after Luke Ford entered the business, he made a big mistake. Ford wrote about two adult performers, John Staliano and Nina Cherry, who'd become HIV positive. According to Margold, that was family business. It should never have seen the light of day.
Bill Margold Speaks, Part 1, May 1st, 1998. You have to soften your blows. These are vulnerable, fragile, childlike adults. This is juvenile hall. You need to understand who these people are before you rip them apart. If you want to come after an adult, you can take me on any time. I am invincible.
Having broken the unwritten rules of clan business, Ford would have to pay for it. Margold shut him out and told many in the business to do the same. Ford was now an outcast in a world of outcasts. For a journalist requiring inside information, that was a serious blow.
Basically coexisted in this community.
But Ford, perhaps foolishly, didn't back off.
Problems, relatively little.
6 months later, 5 porn stars in short succession become HIV positive. Ford is the first to break the news. He goes so far as to name patient 0 as this man, Mark Wallace, seen here with Kimberly Jade.
April 23rd, 1998. Veteran male porn star Mark Wallace has tested HIV positive. The news has been circulating around the industry for weeks, maybe even months. A couple of years ago, Mark was caught faking his HIV tests. He's had a reputation for using drugs, but was thought to have cleaned up his act of late. It's HIV positive. Confirmed. May 1st, 1998. Sharon Mitchell announced at the talent meeting earlier tonight that she has seen Mark's test results. And they confirm that he is indeed HIV positive and likely to be the primary suspect in the recent chain of infections. The mainstream media is most skittish to write about porn. Thursday night, the porn industry's powers gathered, along with some talent, about 100 persons in all. Free Speech Coalition Chair Jeffrey Douglas asked if there are any journalists in the room. No answer. Mr. Douglas asked that all journalists allow protecting adult welfare to break this news.